The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of ESPN Tucson 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, or the Arizona Lotus Corporation.
Welcome to Spears and Ali on ESPN Tucson.
Justin Spears, I like that.
With Justin Spears and Ali Farhang on 1490 AM, 94.9 HD Channel 4, ESPN Tucson. Brought to you by Tucson Federal Credit Union, the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans, and Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I want to be entertaining, but I'm not stupid enough to compare myself to Ali.
What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. You're listening to Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson 1490 AM and the Spears and Ali podcast. Check us out on Apple and Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
Subscribe, rate, and comment.
By the way, happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday.
Yeah, it's Good Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Happy Good Friday, the Friday before Easter's.
Easters.
Yeah, it's always Easter's to me.
Why is that?
Nacho Libre, man.
Okay, I guess I don't know the reference.
Oh, you never see Nacho Libre?
Parts. I don't think I could sit through the whole thing.
That's a damn shame.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
It's a funny movie.
It
yeah.
is.
Okay. I mean, I like Jack Black.
Yeah.
I think
You like Jack Black enough to go see the Minecraft movie?
Maybe.
Yeah? Okay.
Maybe on Netflix. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a good tease for our Freak Out Friday, because my Freak Out Friday has something to do with the Minecraft movie.
Okay.
I know exactly what it is already.
Yep. We'll talk about that at
I
the
have
end
no
of the 7
idea
o'clock
what it
hour.
is, so I'm glad you do. But I know that like McDonald's is doing a big promotion, and they've got some sort of Minecraft toy or whatever that comes with the meals. They're running out. They have run out. They're so popular that it's like they've had to order more and more and more.
Man.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is, like, I watched the movie trailer, and we are going to talk about sports here in a little bit, but just let us digress here for just a quick second. I've seen the trailer. I used to play Minecraft for like a little bit. I have no interest in watching this movie whatsoever, but I got to give them a ton of credit. The marketing campaign, the whole collaboration with McDonald's, Jack Black just randomly popping up in movie theaters and watching the movie with people. Like, the promotion of this movie is pretty rock solid. Yeah. So I will give them that. Okay. It may be a mediocre movie, but it's going to do numbers.
And I don't even know what the Minecraft game is, so I don't know what the movie's about, but I'll do my research.
Yeah.
Minecraft to me seems like Tetris. Like, if for some reason I'm thinking it's like a Tetris type of game.
I mean, you're not totally off, but it's like a sandbox. You just kind of create your own little world.
Okay.
Out of this, but it's like super low res.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys,
and the kids listening right now that are driving to school with their parents, they're like, yes.
Okay.
Minecraft, that's our jam.
Well, this is for the kids then, for the youths. Let me ask you this. Is there, and you guys are bigger gamers than me now. I mean, I was basically Madden for my whole life until recently. Is there a video game that's out there that would make an excellent movie that they haven't made yet?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
That's not a bad answer.
It'd be like Training Day.
Isn't that
almost
like Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
But Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's a good question for our listeners. Well, hit us up, 719-1490.
Speaking of Lethal Weapon, man, I'm getting too old for this crap.
719-1490. What video game would make a damn good movie? All right, so here's our show for today. We got a couple of Friday favorites. We had such a great conversation with Tucson Roadrunners head coach Steve Potvin yesterday. Big series coming up here tonight and tomorrow against the Colorado Eagles. Huge matchup for the Roadrunners, and they're trying to get into the postseason. I think all they got to do is just win one game, right?
They need 2 points. They either need to win one or go to overtime in both. So,
and here's how you could do that. You got to play against the top team in the Pacific Division. So the Roadrunners have their work cut out for them. And Steve Potvin, he had a lot of great things to say about this upcoming series and just kind of closing out the home schedule for the Roadrunners. So we're going to run it back with him in about 20 minutes. And then tomorrow is the Red-Blue Spring Showcase for Arizona football. And we're going to run it back with Brent Brennan, head coach of the Wildcats, at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. He's going to talk about the spring game, talk about just kind of the current landscape of college football and why so many teams are moving away from the traditional spring game where it's a scrimmage. This time it's going to be pretty much like an interactive showcase event for Arizona football. There's going to be live music. There's going to be a beer garden. There's going to be an Easter egg hunt. There's going to be a movie for kids afterwards. And more importantly, there's going to be interaction between Arizona football players and Arizona fans, which really wasn't the case last year. And I think Arizona learned from their mistakes when they had a generational talent in Tetairoa McMillan, and they didn't do any like autograph sessions or anything like that. They understand the importance of getting out into the community and engaging with you guys. So yes, it's not going to be, a full 60-minute game, right? But it's going to be a fun event for all of you Arizona fans. And you get to interact with Noah Fafita and all the other guys playing for the Wildcats.
Right, man. I mean, when you weigh the benefit of having a 60-minute scrimmage, inter-squad scrimmage, versus what I would call a community engagement event, it's not even close. A community engagement event is much more impactful and important than having an inter-squad scrimmage. You don't get anything. I mean, there's nothing to be gained from an inter-squad scrimmage in April.
Yeah.
There's only negative things can happen, really. So, look, man, the spring, I think, has been great for Arizona football. You got a couple of new coaches, specifically the offensive coordinator, Seth Dagey, implementing their new scheme. Danny Gonzalez on defense. I love the new special teams coach. I think
Craig Nivar.
He's got a great personality, and he's everything about that dude screams special teams coach. Like your special teams coach, in some ways, got to be your most eclectic, somewhat borderline crazy guy a coach on the staff. Craig Nivar seems to check all the boxes.
Yes.
And I like the fact that if he was doing like his dream is to start a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, the man takes his barbecue seriously. I like that.
Respect.
It's much respect. So just a lot of energy, but you want to build. This is the time for building the foundation of what you're going to do when the fall rolls around, schematically. And it's about team building, and you're getting that, what you call it factor, that chemistry going. And it seems like they're doing that. I think Brent Brennan is, I'm not going to judge him off of last year. There's a lot of reasons why we went 4-8 last year. And I really enjoy what the football program is doing right now. Brent gets it. And man, I think it's going to be a good year for Arizona football. I really feel very optimistic.
And honestly, too, the schedule too favors the Wildcats just because of the home schedules.
Yeah, well, they started with a lot of games at home. This starts the season.
Yes, and so,
but then they end a lot on the road.
Yeah.
But
7 games at home, not too shabby.
The difference between this team this year and the team last year, well, there's a lot of differences. I think that we're going to run a grown-up offense. I think
a grown-up offense.
Yeah, a grown-up offense that's doesn't seem lethargic and tired.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, I also think our defense is going to be an attacking defense, from what I understand. But the biggest difference to me is there's going to be attrition. It's football. This team is better equipped to handle some attrition than it was last year because they have more depth.
Absolutely. I want to go back to your point about Craig Nivar. So, when I first talked to him, when he got to Arizona, he talked about how, he takes his barbecue very serious. And when he moved from, I think it was Texas to USC, he had this big like log of wood that he used for his smoker. And it's like this super like special pine oak wood that like he spent I think $800 on. Like he spent a lot of money on this wood, and he would like chop it down, grind it, use it for the smoker. And it was like this huge, like almost like a tree trunk. And the movers came out and said, "Hey, I don't think we can take this across California state lines because of laws." And so I think what he told me, he chopped down the wood and put it in like boxes and labeled it like plywood or something, or books or something like that. So he was like, man, I'm over here feeling like El Chapo smuggling my barbecue wood across California state lines.
That's dedication.
I mean, he loves his barbecue, loves his barbecue. As a matter of fact, he was asked about his barbecue the other day. Listen to this.
I'm born and raised in the barbecue capital of Texas, Taylor, Texas, in Central Texas. The barbecue piece stemmed from, I would have players coming over to eat at my house. And when you have players come over, sometimes I see coaches catering food. I'm like, why are you catering food? This is a home-cooked meal. Let's feed the players. Well, I would have like the entire defense come eat. Well, it's a lot of food. So I started smoking briskets, ribs, chicken, sausage, all that stuff as a way to feed the masses, for lack of a better term. I'm a wannabe pit master. I think I'm pretty damn good at it. I'm probably not. But it's good therapy. It's where you just kind of relax and invest in something and compete against yourself. It's a hell of a way to compete. How good was your brisket versus that one? How good were your ribs versus the last time? So it's competitive in that way too. If I win the lottery, I'm opening up a barbecue joint without a doubt. But I'm going to have to get somebody that can actually run it. But I've been blessed to be around a lot of really good people in that business and try to learn from them and do that. But it was to take care of the players is where it stemmed from.
Dinner at Coach Nivar's house.
Real.
Yeah, man. How do we make that happen? It's like right on the list with getting you caked. I really want that to happen. So I got 100 questions. Maybe you can convey. Number one, you open up a barbecue joint. What's the specialty? Meat of choice. And then the second question I'm going to have is, what's your number one side with the barbecue? What are you making? Because you can obviously just eat barbecue, but usually it comes with something,
Some
right?
beans, potato salad.
Got like a meat and three place going.
Yeah, I'm just like look, you're making you've got the Queen of England over at your barbecue joint, and she's like, give me the best meat and the best sides that you do. What are you putting together? What's that plate look like?
Ooh, brisket.
Yeah, I feel like barbecue places live and die on their brisket.
Do they?
Yeah.
Burnt ends.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
You got to have good brisket.
But man.
Okay.
All right, I could talk about barbecue all day long. Got the meat sweats going on right now. By the way, apparently he makes a killer Chipotle mac and cheese. He brought it over to the offensive line party, and if you can make all the offensive linemen happy, you made a damn good meal.
You're in there dressed.
Yes.
I think it's just,
everything.
Honestly, I'm not being facetious about this. I think there's a story there, and you go, Coach Nivar, I'm going to come over. You're going to make me what you like, your specialty. I'm going to write a whole story on Nivar barbecue.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. Brent Brennan also very serious about smoking meats too.
Is that right?
He's a big time smoker. So, all right. Anyways, let's move on to some other notable Arizona headlines. By the way, Spears and Ali presented by the Volpe team at Nova Home Loans, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Tucson Federal Credit Union. And by the way, if you guys want to call into the show, hit us up at 719-1490, 719-1490. Huge shout out to the Arizona women's golf team for winning the first ever Big 12 championship for the program.
Hell yeah. And
it's the first conference title for the Wildcats since 2015. Kind of surprising to me. I would have figured, Laura Ianello, when she won the national championship in 2018, I figured they would have won some conference titles in between then. But no, last time Arizona won a conference championship for women's golf was 2015. And it's the 10th one in program history. And the first one started in 1992. So 90s, 2000s, and now 2010s, 2020s, Arizona women's golf has been pretty damn good. And man, Carolina Melgrati, she was great. Nina, she's a junior for Arizona, just an absolute stud. She was actually the one who sent the round into overtime, to a playoff.
Oh wow!
So they actually,
it was quite a comeback, right?
They went into the last day, I think, tied for 5th, and then they ended up going into a playoff with ASU and Oklahoma State, and Arizona outlasted the Cowboys and the Sun Devils.
Very cool. Giovanna
Mayman, first year head coach.
Yeah, that's incredible. Just walk in the door and bring home hardware.
That's amazing.
Congratulations, Coach.
All right, let's get to the phone lines here. 719-1490. We got the Tony joining us. What's up, Tony?
Good morning, gentlemen. We made it. It's Friday. Yay.
Yay.
Yes, sir.
You guys got my wheelhouse going with Coach Nivar. He's my favorite coach of all time now that U of A's ever had. He's all about the barbecue.
Yeah.
That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Your signature brisket with burnt ends, bacon wrapped pickles as your appetizer, and then you got to finish it off with the smoked strawberry cheesecake. That's your go-to.
I don't know if you know this, but you just made a best friend, and his name is Justin Spears.
Damn straight, man.
Yeah.
Well, Johnson, I'm doing a little Easter dinner tomorrow, and some of that stuff is going to be on my menu. So that's how it goes.
I will take the words out of Justin's mouth. Stay on the line, Tony, and give your address to Elaine.
Oh, man. Tony, thank you for the invite. Man, I appreciate you.
Oh, he didn't invite you. I just made it up.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know. But I'm saying thank you for that, because bacon wrap pickles and a strawberry cheesecake, I'm going to have that on my mind all day long. So thank you, man.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, guys.
You too, man. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter.
Yeah. Strawberry cheesecake. That's what your girlfriend calls you, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
My little strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
He's so handsome.
Yeah.
All right.
But I got a headache tonight, so.
Oh, man. All right. So Arizona women's golf winning the Big 12 championship. Shout out to them. Also, shout out to Arizona softball for getting it done in game one of their series against Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Winning
Devin
3-2.
Netz with a dinger.
Devin Netz with a dinger, pitching 5 scoreless innings as well. The Shohei Ohtani of college softball. Great start for the Arizona Wildcats. And then they got a game later on today. I think it's a little bit after 5 o'clock. And that game's on FS1.
Cool.
And then the game on Saturday is on ESPN 2. That is senior day. So,
by the way, your interview with Devin Netz this week was awesome. And based on the small sample size that I heard while I was driving to work, she got a future in media. She's really good.
She is really good.
Yeah.
And at the U of A Student Athlete Career Fair, she was actually talking to Lev and I about media. And she does a little bit of writing too for All Sports Tucson, I believe. So,
well, yeah. I just thought it was excellent. I also want to make sure that we're not remiss and don't talk about the men's golf team and Jim Anderson, the head coach, because I put this on X yesterday, and a lot of people, everybody agreed with me. Jim Anderson is a great coach, and we are lucky to have him at Arizona Golf leading the men's program. He's just been a rock and solid since he got here. And I don't think the dude gets enough credit for what he's done for Arizona Golf, but they just won a tournament.
Yeah.
And it's been just, that national championship is right there for Jim Anderson. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so
but I think now with that new facility at Tucson Country Club, that's going to really help them.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I just there are often I have these moments where I really appreciate the quality of the people that we have leading our various programs at Arizona Athletics. And, Jim Anderson is right there, top of the list with everybody else, man. He's just a great dude, great family, great coach, and doing a great job. A lot of greats.
And I have a special place in my heart for Jim Anderson, because when I first started doing this whole media thing, he was really like the first head coach that I interacted with. Like my first beat at the Arizona Daily Wildcat at the U of A, I was assigned the golf beat.
Oh, wow.
And Jim Anderson and Laura Ianello. Those were like the two coaches that I talked to. And that's how I learned how to talk to coaches and get better at my craft. And that's what really helped me take that next step. So I owe a lot to Jim Anderson.
Yeah, just gracious and always
world class.
Very welcoming and always makes time for you. And most importantly, I mean, guy's got a great head of lettuce.
Man, his hair.
Yeah, just magnificent.
I gotta know. Does he like put like special drops in it to like keep it so pristine? I've never seen hair like that.
I don't know, man. All I know is if you ask me, is he a better coach or does he have better hair? It's neck and neck.
Yes,
they're both tip top.
Real quick before we get to our interview with Steve Potvin, what do you think about the additions for Arizona basketball? We all knew they were coming, but they officially put pen to paper. Bryce James, son of LeBron, coming out to the U of A. Braden Burry's officially signing with the Wildcats. Koa Pete was the day before. So all the guys that we expected to come to Arizona are now official. Now we just got to wait for Carter Bryant's big decision. And according to Tommy Lloyd, he's expected to test the NBA draft waters, which is not really the biggest surprise here. And I think Carter should go out and put some feelers out there, because you never know. There could be a team that is in the first round that was secretly watching Arizona all season and was like, I really like this Carter Bryant guy. We're going to give you a guaranteed pick at somewhere in the first round. If that's the case, Carter go off and play in the NBA. But I have a hunch we'll be seeing Carter Bryant come back to Arizona. Just my gut feeling.
I mean, it's like I've been telling you for, however long. I mean, Carter's going to go, and number one, he's going to get a lot of good feedback on things he needs to work on. Right. And number 2, I don't think it's first round, buddy. I think it's like top 15. If it's not top 15, I think, or top 12 or lottery, I think Carter's coming back for sure. But if a team in, let's say, the top 10 says, I guarantee if you're there, we're going to draft you. Yeah. I mean, Carter, good luck. We wish you the best. Thanks for coming to Arizona. But if that doesn't happen, and I'm not sure it will, I think we'll see Carter Bryant back at Arizona next year.
Man, if he comes back, it might be a movie.
It'll be epic.
Yeah.
But man, I would love to see Arizona versus Arkansas in the tournament, because Arkansas is going to be loaded too. John Calipari and all those guys are coming back, and they got a top 5 recruiting class.
Yeah,
as well.
There's going to be a lot of good teams next year.
Especially in the Big 12.
But Arizona, with the roster it has now, is going to compete for the national championship next year. If Carter Bryant comes back, which I think he will, it's better. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
So, and I think Carter's game with a year of development, the Carter Bryant you saw this year as a freshman versus what you will see as a sophomore, that dude's got all the skills. He's got all the tools, and he works on a few things: dribble, drive, mid-range game. Buddy, it's going to be something special.
Spears and Ali back on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM, and the Spears and Ali podcast, and also Spears and Ali YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube today and subscribe. We appreciate you guys for watching us on that platform. So, Ali, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. I was really excited to talk to you about the latest headline in the NFL. Of course, next week we got the NFL draft.
Oh, can't wait. Got Alex Kozora coming on Monday at 8 o'clock hour. Going to talk some different position groups that I think are deep in this draft, and got to talk about the quarterbacks. And then I might have some stuff on Wednesday and Friday, or Wednesday, because the draft starts on Thursday. Just kind of got my notes together. I've been preparing for this show for all year. So
this is like Ollie's time to shine, man.
Yeah, what, 358 days of prep under your belt right now?
Yeah, right. By the way, next Wednesday, definitely try to tune in, because we're going to have Tommy Lloyd and lead singer from Midland, Mark Weistrak, on the show. We'll be videotaping that.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So we're going to send the link to our guy, Nate, who does great things at Arizona. And we're going to have both those guys talk about the Midland show coming up. And I'm going to ask a lot of questions about the similarities between running a band and the chemistry of a band and team building to running a basketball team. Ooh. Because I think there's a lot of overlap. And Midland's performing next week, so get your tickets now.
And they are they from Tucson, or did they go to the U of A?
No, Weistrak went to South Point, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the family's from Sonoita.
Okay.
And
I had no idea, actually. That's awesome.
And both brothers went to South Point. In fact, Mark Weistrak's older brother, Mark Weistrak, handsome devil.
Super envious.
Well done, Justin. Super handsome dude. Also,
I'd be so arrogant.
Great singer. Definitely the opposite of that. Very humble guy, very good guy, and very successful guy. And his older brother is even more successful. Like, he started a home food delivery company, sold for billions of dollars. So,
GoPuff?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, the Weistrak family, and they got a steakhouse in Sonoita. So the famous steakhouse is owned by the dad. Anyway, great family. Mark's a great dude. Can't wait to have Tommy and Mark on next week.
Should be a great conversation.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll have some more Arizona basketball updates too. We could talk to Tommy Lloyd about his team and just kind of the outlook for next season, or this upcoming season. So it should be a good conversation next Wednesday, right?
Next Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
Should be a good one. All right, Ali. So Aaron Rodgers is still undecided on his future.
Yep.
But he did not.
That's just an evergreen statement.
I know, man. He is really leaning into this whole Brett Favre thing, but I don't think he's going to go the Brett Favre route and go play for the Minnesota Vikings. I think his next team is the Pittsburgh Steelers if he doesn't retire.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I will say. As much as I give Aaron Rodgers a ton of guff for kind of not making his decision and maybe appearing to be over dramatic, I did feel for him when he went on Pat McAfee yesterday, and he talked about his experience with New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn, and he said, pretty much what we talked about.
Not exactly
what we talked about. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers flew from his home in California all the way out to New York, and he was under the impression that he was going to meet with Aaron Glenn, and they were going to talk about the future of the Jets with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers walks into the facility, sits down in the office, and he said not even 20 seconds in, Aaron Glenn said, yeah, so we're going to move into a new direction with quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what? Like, here I was, I thought this was going to be a 2-hour meeting about us and how we're going to, take the New York Jets to the next level. And now you're telling me this, like, this could have been done over the phone. And so
I think it was like even more of like, let's get to know each other. Let's talk about what the future might look like. And, I guess you can make your decision after that, but this was for Aaron Rodgers, like an opportunity to meet the new coach and talk about philosophies and the future. And the Jets they didn't fly him out. They made him fly from California to New York to within a minute tell him we're moving in another direction. And I'm like, there are technologies available
I know.
in this day and age.
And it's not good for the environment.
That you could just, like a FaceTime, bro. Like if you want to do it face to face or just give me a call. It's cool. So we talked about it when it happened. And man, I don't know. I took Aaron Rodgers at his word on McAfee yesterday, and I just thought he was being sincere. And I think there's lots of things in life, that if you're going to do it, you got to go 100% and be all in. And if you don't know, then don't do it.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Dirty mind. So, but yes, that's also true.
Yes.
I just think that, I think he's being sincere. I don't, and I don't know if you want now. Chuck Noll, the former Steelers coach, used to say, if you're thinking about retirement, you're already retired. I don't know if he's thinking about retirement or if he's really dealing with these personal issues and wants to just kind of get his head clear. But I mean, for my money, like he said, the people that know, and the people that don't know are the ones making stuff up. And he debunked the Minnesota Vikings thing, and he debunked some other things. And I don't know. I thought he came off, of all the McAfee appearances, I thought Aaron Rodgers came off pretty genuine yesterday.
Yeah. When he also, said that when he met with Aaron Glenn said in his, like, when I do press conferences, I don't want people to like look behind and look at you in the back of the room standing there. Like everything that I say is contradicting what you're doing, or it's going to seem like we're taking shots at each other. And Aaron Glenn did not want that. And Aaron Rodgers was like, how's that going to happen? So yeah, it's I think honestly, the next step for Aaron Rodgers, like you said, Ollie, hit the reset button, get your mind right. And he's throwing to DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
He's having practices with players on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you kind of feel like he's trending towards his return playing for Pittsburgh. And like I said, man, as much as I give Aaron Rodgers a ton of guff, I think this could be a good marriage for the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. I feel like they both need each other. One, because Aaron Rodgers has been dealing with so much inconsistency from whether it's the Green Bay Packers not getting offensive weapons to put around him, or, going to the New York Jets. And while he does have to take some accountability for that, that was just a complete nightmare. And then you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers situation. Hey, they've dealt with a ton of inconsistencies at the quarterback position. So maybe they can get together and this could be a good marriage.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm hopeful for your sake.
I am too. I mean, look, this I told you guys I was going to talk myself into this, and I am. The Steelers finished 10-7 last year, went to the playoffs with Russell Wilson as a quarterback. And at one point they were 10-3, and they were playing some of the best football in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson. So I'm starting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting there.
Let the era of Aaron Rodgers apologism begin.
Oh, yeah.
Let's check back in week 12.
Full throttle, baby. Yeah. Pedal to the metal.
All right, what do you guys think about this Aaron Rodgers situation? Call in at 719-1490, or if you want to talk U of A sports, we love to hear from you guys. Coming up next, though, we got our Friday or Freak Out Friday segment. We're going to talk about some things that are weighing on our mind. Stay tuned.
It's only a matter of time before Ali becomes super into hemp.
Let's do our Freak Out Friday segment to end hour number 1 here. Things that are, so crazy it's good, so crazy that it's bad.
Yeah.
Things that are just kind of got us sitting back like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
Ollie, you want to start?
I do. This is on the good side, man. I saw the video of you long snapping, and count me as impressed, bro. I mean, 2 takes, and you hit the target. I thought, if a little bit more work, we need a little bit more speed on that snap, but it was phenomenal. I mean, when was the last time you did a long snap?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Long time.
It's been a minute. You did a great job. I thought I was really impressed with the form, everything. You got the girth. Definitely. We need a rack so we can stretch you out to get you to, maybe 6 inches taller to 5'10".
We'll do the taffy puller like in Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Taffy pull.
Yeah. But I was, I was like, wow, that's awesome, man. Look at Spears with the long snap. Well done, dude.
The long snapping on Uncle Rico, man. I can snap a football over the mountains.
People don't understand. Or a lot of people, some do, but some people don't understand. Long snapping's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And to get the spin, to get the speed, it's not it's a definite skill that you got to work on. So, I was like, to say that I was freaked out in a good way, it would be true.
And if you go to the Arizona Spring Showcase on Saturday, you might see your boy snap in action.
I'm telling you right now, hey, Arizona football, Ben Thenis, you listening? Listen, ears open, eyes up here. Okay. We need to do like a competition between Spears and the current long snappers on the team.
But they don't have any. The only one that's
then you're good.
So okay.
Yeah.
No, there's no competition.
Yeah. Well, or we could do this. Instead of like a skeet shooting kind of thing, throw frisbees up in the air and see how many times it takes Spears to hit the frisbee as it's coming down. I'm telling you,
long snapping, skeeting,
solid gold, baby.
I'm down.
Solid gold.
I love long snapping, man. It's definitely a craft that I definitely tried to perfect when I was long snapping back in my days playing for Cienega High School.
All right, now you want to know a dumb dude competition?
Sure.
Okay, because
name long snappers in the NFL.
No, us guys do this. Have 3 football players stand back there and close their eyes, or they're blindfolded, and one of them may get hit in the balls with their football.
Oh, okay, I'm down.
That's an automatic sign.
That's a dumb thing that guys do.
This is why women live longer, man.
Yeah. But it would be funny. It's never not funny.
All right, so my Freak Out Friday is bad. Listen, I like Minecraft. I respect it. I respect the PR campaign that they're on. Like, all respect to that. But guys, we gotta have some etiquette in a movie theater. So apparently, whenever a character called a chicken jockey comes up in the movie, Minecraft fans just throw popcorn, throw their snacks, and it turns in sodas, like it turns into this big, almost like a food fight.
What?
It's an absolute frenzy. And these young people are going to watch the Minecraft movie, and they're just kind of ruining these movie theaters. And I'm like, what do you gain from that? Yes, while it may be fun to throw popcorn, and like, don't get me wrong, I look at that, I'm like, you know what? That might be good for like therapy to do it. But you know what? You also have to be the one that cleans it up, right? Like all these other employees at the movie theaters, they go into the movie theater to sweep up a few kernels, maybe grab a bottle or two, throw it away, not to wipe down all the seats and just clean up the entire room because you want to be cool and go viral by making this movie or by making this video. So listen, if you're going to watch the Minecraft movie, be wary. As soon as the chicken jockey comes up, you might deal with a frenzy.
Interesting dichotomy. I'm the one talking about long snapping into people's groins, and Justin's waving his fist at the young people for acting a fool.
Hour number 2 coming up next.
Get along.
Get off my lawn.
Chicken jockey, huh? What do you think about it? And but for the people that don't know what we're talking about, during our Friday or Freak Out Friday segment, we talk about a thing that is kind of freaking us out, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I'm intrigued by this Minecraft movie phenomenon where in the movie a chicken jockey appears and Jack Black screams "Chicken jockey!" and then everybody in the theater goes nuts and starts throwing their drinks and their popcorn. So yeah, parents, if you're taking your kids to go see the Minecraft movie, just
ponchos.
Wear ponchos. It'll keep you protected.
And you're like waving your fist and yelling at the shenanigans of these young people doing that. If I was a movie theater owner, especially with the way I've seen movie theaters the last 2 years and how not crowded they are, I'd be like, you know what? No liquids, but yes, buy as many concessions as you want and go crazy. We'll clean it up. Just buy a ticket and buy our food. So
that I could get behind.
Yeah. Plus, the people that are going to Minecraft movie, I mean, it's kind of like, I would say they're probably on the same page as far as that was awesome.
Safe to say.
Well, yeah, safe to say they're on the same page. Yeah. So I don't see a lot of like senior citizens being like, Charles, what do you think, Beatrice? Let's go see that new Minecraft movie. I don't think that's happening.
Let's say a dad by the name of, I don't know, Chaz. His name is Charles, but his guys call him Chaz. Maybe he wants to take his kid to go see the movie.
Well, if his name is
after working 60 hours during the work week, man, he grinded, and he's like, I just want to take my kid and enjoy a great movie, and allow him to have a good time.
Again, I'm thinking if a guy's name is Charles, but they call him Chaz, he's probably cool.
He's probably on the same.
He's like, I got some popcorn and stuff on me. It's cool though. That was fun. That's all right.
You don't see too many Chazes nowadays.
You got Skittles in your hair, son.
Shout out to all the Chazes in the world.
Never heard that.
What?
Are there guys named Charles that go by Chaz?
Chaz, yeah.
That's the first.
I've known a couple guys named Chaz. Anyways, all right. So in the last couple of days, now we all know about the colossal disappointment that is the Phoenix Suns, right? They're one of 3 teams in NBA history to start the season 8-1 and not make the postseason. They definitely underachieved with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. They have the highest payroll in the league right now, and they had a complete disappointing season. Everybody knows that. But Stephen A. Smith, I mean, and I don't know why we kind of pay attention to some of the nonsense that he says. I mean, he's a very popular guy, very good at his job, right? Being the embrace debate guy, being the guy that's on the mic that creates some controversy.
It's always the same.
Yes.
We start like this and talking very reasoned, and I'm trying to make a point. But now I'm getting aggressive, and now I'm really making my point with emphasis, because I'm going to ratchet it back a little bit, and I'm going to tell you why that point was good and be reasoned about it and maybe look at both sides. But my side is the right side. Stephen A. Smith, ladies and gentlemen, there you go.
Now I love Jack Black. Yeah. Jack Black is a dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
I love that brother.
The old bait and switch.
I love that brother. But if you to tell me
that
guys are throwing popcorn and soda after seeing Chicken Jockey, you think I'm going to subject myself to that? You think I'm crazy? Absolute madness. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, exactly.
Until you get those Twitter views.
Yeah. You should just do that as like a parody. Like that could be a thing for you, Justin.
Just imitate different media personalities.
Don't even say Stephen A. Smith. Just like have like a 30-second segment and then do it like Stephen A. Smith and see if people get it.
Okay.
I think it'd be kind of hilarious.
I still need to do my Todd, or not Todd McShay, Mel Kiper.
Your Mel Kiper.
Talk about Tetsuya McMillan.
Next week.
We'll do it during the draft.
Next week.
Anyways, so the Phoenix Suns, they're a big disappointment. And Stephen A. Smith talked about how Matt Ishbia is trending towards, or he's on the verge of becoming the worst team owner in sports history. Those are some big words. Listen to what Matt Ishbia had to say in response to that.
Yeah, so Stephen A. Smith, I don't take much he says seriously, I don't think many people do, to be honest with you. The things he said about Kevin Durant, just wrong and disrespectful. The things he said about LeBron James were just disrespectful and inappropriate. And so with that being said, I don't really think Stephen A. believes what he said. I think, he's doing his thing. He's on the mic and he's doing what he just, and I think he'll apologize to me, because I think it's disrespectful to put my name and, aligned with anybody that was kicked out of the league or no longer part. Like, yeah, if he wants to say for the first 2.5 years, Matt Ishbia bought the team, we didn't win a championship. I think you probably said about almost every owner ever. But yeah, we had high expectations and we didn't win. We spent a lot of money and we didn't win. Yep. be critical of me on that. But to even say that kind of stuff, like I said, that's just, I think, like I said, he'll apologize. I think he was out of line. And I think he knows that. I don't think he really believes that. With that being said, like, what is a great owner? Right? Like my job, like I'm definitely not shooting. You don't want to see me shoot or play or coach. Like, what am I supposed to do? And my job is to provide resources so that when my GM, my front office, my coach want something, want a player, like that, I say yes. I don't focus on profitability. I focus on winning. I focus on the community. I focus on the fan experience. And so I focus on those things. I think that's what makes a great owner. I think if you ask people in Phoenix, they probably think I'm a great owner. The TV, all the games on TV for free, like that's a big profitability hit, but we led with that. I walked the concourse and realized the concession stand prices are crazy, and we lower the prices. Like that's what I think a great owner would do. Investing in the Mercury, $100 million practice facility, like that's kind of what I think a great owner would do. Community. We brought the WNBA All-Star Game, bringing the NBA All-Star Game. We put millions of dollars into the community, doing a lot of things. Like I think that's my role. Now, let's be clear, winning is part of my job too. Right? But there's a lot of things a great owner would do, and to even put me in that category, I thought was disrespectful. And like I said, we'll just move on from that. I don't really spend much time thinking about him.
Hey, flex on him, Matt. Go ahead and pound your chest a little bit. Sometimes you gotta show out, man, and show all the great things that you're doing. And him talking about the concession stand prices, him talking about the TV deal that they have in the Valley, in the state of Arizona, him talking about the investment in the Phoenix Mercury. All great things that Matt Ishbia has done. And I'm also glad to see that he's taken some accountability for the issues that they've endured over the last year and a half. So I like this Matt Ishbia guy.
Man, everything he said was true. And worst owner in history. Have you not heard of Donald Sterling?
Yeah.
Did you not know about Marge Schott, the owner of the Cincinnati Reds, and her vast collection of Nazi memorabilia? Allegedly. And there's been many, many worst owners. But look, Matt Ishbia, I think maybe a little bit too overzealous getting involved in basketball decisions, especially with the Kevin Durant trade where they were bidding against themselves. But everything else he said is right. Investing in the community, engaging in the community, making the better fan experience, lowering concession prices. TV for free in the Phoenix area. That goes right. That might go to your ticket sales. Like if you are watching the game on TV, you're not going to the game, and you're not getting any money for the TV rights, which is a big chunk of change. I got no issue with Matt Ishbia as a owner and doing the right things for the Phoenix community. I just thought maybe he had a little bit of new owner syndrome, getting involved a little bit too much in player acquisition situations, but I don't know. And Stephen A. Smith, come on. Why are we talking about him?
Matt Ishbia, he's a basketball guy. Played at Michigan State.
I think, by the way, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless are going on PBS Kids to talk about LeBron James because they've gone to every other venue, every other platform. They just haven't hit Nickelodeon and PBS Kids.
All right.
Coming up next on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
All right. Up next on Spears and Ali, though, we got Mark Lawson joining us in studio. We're going to talk Arizona basketball, talk about the roster and some of the guys that they brought in, and let's get a preview of these NBA playoffs. Stay tuned. You're listening to Spears and Ali right here on ESPN Radio. Spears and Ali back on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM, the Spears and Ali podcast, and Spears and Ali YouTube. The Pima County Fair is happening right now, and next week on Wednesday, we have Pepsi Wristband Day. Bring in an unopened 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi, Zero Sugar Pepsi or Starry, and you can receive a $5 discount towards a $40 wristband for unlimited carnival rides and one free ride on the Titan. Get more information by going to espntucson.com.
Got so many questions about this promotion.
What's that?
We got a guy here. Right?
Well, our guy Mark Lawson.
Are they checking the seal on the bottle, or people hey, I'll drink the Pepsi and then I'll fill it with water? Does that count? What are we doing with the bottles?
Unopened. Key word.
Unopened. Yeah.
You're saying what are they doing after?
Yeah.
With the Pepsi? Donate it to people of need.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Because the world needs more soda.
More diabetes.
More sugary drinks. That's bad for their health.
Look at Justin. You're like the Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Right.
Or the Kendall Jenner. That's you.
Just saying. But anyways, speaking of the Pima County Fair, Mark, you went to the Pima County Fair growing up?
Many a times. It was I always enjoyed the games more than the rides. Never a big ride guy. The one ride I really liked was the it was like the spaceship.
Oh,
the
zero gravity one?
Yeah, that was always my thing. Anything else, I'm good. Not a thrill ride guy.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Didn't get on the zipper, huh?
No.
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 The last time I did rides at the Pima County Fair, I actually gave myself a concussion on the zipper. Because as soon as it flips around, your head just goes right up against the cage and just smacks it. Not really the safest ride.
Yeah,
so I decided to hang it up.
I've seen Final Destination. I'm good on
on
all of that stuff. So
that movie's the reason why I never drive behind a truck with logs.
100%.
Yeah,
we're all the same way.
Yeah. So Mark, glad to have you in studio, bro. Let's talk some Arizona basketball. We are going to get into the NBA playoffs and kind of look at the playoff matchups over the weekend, but. Arizona basketball in the last couple of weeks, we've seen some guys decide to come back to Arizona, guys like Jaden Bradley, Mo Krivas, Anthony Del Orso. And then you have the additions. We saw Koa Pete signed with Arizona, Braden Burries, Bryce James, excuse me, the other one, the one who might actually be better than Bronny when it's all said and done. He's definitely taller. I like the additions that Arizona has. I also like the veterans that are coming back. What do you think about this Arizona team?
I like the roster makeup. I wanted Koa Pete for the longest time. So for him to finally kind of commit and he's in the fold with everything is good. And then, shout out the local guy, Evan Nelson. No love for Evan Nelson.
Yeah.
Got to know him and his family. His dad, Jimmy, coached Palo Verde, which is obviously where I went to school. They got to a Final Four under him. Just real good dude, real good family. So I'm excited to see him come back to Tucson for his final year. But just overall excited. They're a little bit younger. Obviously, they had Caleb the last 2 years. Now they're going to have guys like Braden Burries, Koa Pete. Jaden Bradley coming back, I think, is big. He's kind of that, driving force. He's the engine on offense. So it remains to be seen if they add a couple more pieces before things end in the portal. And obviously guys are still entering. Obviously the Carter Bryant decision kind of leans heavily, but I like overall what Tommy's done so far.
I also feel like this is the first time in a little bit that Arizona doesn't have like turnover at point guard, right? It went from Kerr Kriisa to then Kylan Boswell, and then Kylan Boswell to now Jaden Bradley. I think Jaden Bradley, another year as a starter, I think he could kind of reach that next step.
100%. He steadies the ship, brings it on defense, on offense. He gets downhill. He knows what he's doing. Very good in the kind of mid-range area. I'd like to see his shot get a little bit better, but, beggars can't be choosers. So with him coming back, though, I think overall it just is a steadying force for the team. And then Evan also at backup. That was something U of A struggled with last year, was the backup position. Jaden was playing like 38, 39 minutes. So to have somebody that can even spell him for 5 or 6 minutes, I think is just going to be such a key thing.
You guys find it interesting that, since Tommy Lloyd's been here, he got on campus 4 years ago, he really has relied on veterans. And the freshmen that he's brought in, he's kind of not tried to overwhelm them, not try to put a lot on their plates. And they got more playing time as the season went on. 2 prime examples, Kylan Boswell and Carter Bryant last season. This year, we're going to be relying on 2 very heralded freshmen in Koa Pete and Braden Burries. So what do you guys think about that dynamic and how it might change anything when it comes to Arizona basketball?
I kind of like it. I think you can win with it. Duke obviously was an example. This year they had a good mix of veterans, and then obviously they got carried by a couple of their younger guys. So I think it's doable. I do also think that the landscape of college basketball is kind of weird because you can have an 18-year-old getting guarded by like a 26-year-old now.
Yeah.
So it's a very
true,
just kind of interesting dynamic. But I like the youth movement going forward. Obviously, with the portal and with the draft and all these things, you only really get these guys now for maybe 1 year as is. So, make the most of it. But I like the additions. The recruiting class is solid. So it'll be interesting to see just a new dynamic going a little bit younger.
One, it's honestly a really good offseason for Arizona because you don't really see too much activity in the transfer portal as far as acquisitions, right? It's just Evan Nelson. So you have that continuity in the nucleus of guys coming back. They already know what to or how to play under Tommy Lloyd's system. And then when you sprinkle in these highly touted recruits, guys that are already considered NBA players, like Koa Pete is that guy. We're talking about probably or arguably the best high school basketball player in Arizona history. And then I think honestly, the one
Sean Elliott, buddy.
Well, of course. Well,
we'll judge Koa after the year, but
Koa is also 3-time Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year. High school.
High school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean Elliott was good at Cholla, but
it was better than good.
Really damn good.
Yeah.
He was an All-American, but so was Koa Pete.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just saying, let's not put like I just told you, Tommy doesn't like to put too much on these young kids. I think you're going to see at the beginning of the season really being carried by the veterans and the Koa and Braden Burries, Aristode being a little bit more complimentary. Then those guys' roles will increase as the season goes on. So, I'm just one of those guys like best player ever in whatever.
Why I said arguably. That's the key word there. That's what gets me out of it. That's my loophole.
It's a debate for the afters.
Yeah.
You guys see my film though? I feel like I might be in the running for that as well.
For what?
Best high school player, state history. Me.
Oh yeah,
Mark Lawson, Sweet J.
You guys got to pull the film.
I mean,
come on,
great free throw shooter. You're a grinder. Pretty much the comparison for you is what? TJ McConnell?
Lunch pail guy.
Lunch pail guy.
Sneaky athletic.
Brings his hard hat to work every single day. Absolute grinder. First one in, last one out.
That's me right there. You know how it is.
By the way, who is the best player in Arizona that you played against at Palo Verde? Or was he your teammate in Bryce Cotton?
Honestly, our sophomore year, we went to Sunny Slope. We played a guy named Royce Woolridge. He went to Kansas for a little bit. Nothing we did mattered. He was really good. And then Bryce, obviously, but Terrell was really, really good too. A lot of people don't give Terrell credit.
Terrell Stoglin, man.
He was really good.
Terrell was a problem, yes. So,
and I wish when he was being recruited, it wasn't at the tail end of Lute's tenure and when Lute was kind of on the way out, because I really feel like, because Josh Pastor loved Terrell Stoglin and was the one who recruited him. Man, if Terrell Stoglin had Lute's kind of influence, I feel like maybe his life would be a little bit different.
I think I remember him even saying like U of A didn't really show him a lot of love. Like Maryland was consistently coming out, and I think I remember him saying like U of A just wasn't showing the same type of love. So he might have thought about it, but
man, it's disappointing.
It's kind of like under Kevin Sumlin when we had like all these D1 football players led by Bijan Robinson, Lathan Ransom at South Point.
The rocks throw away.
Yeah, and we've got Cal in Michigan on our campus more than Arizona. I mean, it's not mean. I understand. I mean, South Point is a mile away from Arizona, so the commute was hard. But
brother, get in a golf cart.
Yeah, I know.
Go up mountain.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
I think if there wasn't the chaos, I mean, there was some chaos around the later years of Lute. If there wasn't that dynamic and him, the things that transpired, I think Stoglin would have been an Arizona Wildcat, and I do think that he would have maybe had a different career path. No disrespect to Maryland.
Yeah,
Raging Terps. I mean, whatever.
But I want to get your perspective real quick before we talk about NBA playoffs. Carter Bryant, he's expected to test the NBA draft waters. So if you're Carter Bryant, what is your thought process as you go into this?
Carter's decision reminds me a lot of what Dalen Terry went through a couple of years back. He was kind of in that first round conversation, maybe in like the early to late 20s. And then somebody like Dalen obviously is a workout warrior. He had really, really good workouts. And I think Chicago told him they'd take him at, I think it was 18. He got taken at 18, 19.
Yeah.
So he decided to go. I think Carter's on that same type of thing. He's going to be a first round pick this year. It's a matter of where, but if he has a really good workout and somebody's like, hey, we'll take you at 15. Does he stay? Does he go? Tommy said yesterday, I think he expects him to enter the draft and kind of go through the process. So, if he has a good workout, I could very easily see him going. But I mean, if he comes back, you're talking about maybe a top 5 team to start the year.
Yeah.
So
the best thing about Carter Bryant, other than his physical attributes, is his personality. And if you're an Arizona fan, it's a great analogy, Mark. Dalen Terry's, he did have great workouts, but his personality is what really was very attractive to the teams, especially Chicago Bulls. Carter's going to do great in his interviews. So I think if he's a lottery pick, Carter Bryant's going to the NBA. If he's not a lottery pick, I think Carter Bryant's coming back. So, it's if you like the kid and you root for him like we do, it's win-win. Comes back to Arizona, develops for a year, or congratulations, man. That's a hell of an achievement to be in the NBA.
And he's got more of a reason to declare for the NBA draft than say guys like Grant Jarrett, Marcus Williams. Who else is in that category?
Oh, there's
guys that had no chance. Comanche,
Chris Rogers.
Yeah, Chris Rogers declared early. Really? Uh-huh. Oh wow.
Lute Olson said
that's amazing.
It's the hardest player he's ever coached. Chris Rogers.
Yeah,
very mercurial is the word.
Well, I mean, you talk to like Richard Jefferson and all those guys. He was an interesting cat for sure. Oh, he was kind of the oddball of the group.
Yeah. The worlds colliding, that it didn't happen. And if it did, get your popcorn ready. If Chris Rogers and Brian Williams, a.k.a. Bison Daly, if they were on the same team.
Oh, man.
You like storylines, Justin.
I love storylines, bro. Love storylines.
That would have been something amazing, but not same era.
All right, speaking of storylines, let's talk about some of the key storylines in these NBA playoffs. Stay tuned. You're listening to Spears and Ali here on ESPN Tucson. Spears and Ali back on ESPN Tucson, 1490 AM and the Spears and Ali podcast. Lots happening in Tucson, Arizona. We got a doubleheader, or not a doubleheader, a home series for the Tucson Roadrunners. They're playing against the Colorado Eagles tonight and tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Arizona softball is in action against Texas Tech. They're looking to win that series. Game 2 is at 5:30. You can watch it on FS1, and the game tomorrow is on ESPN2 as well. So lots happening. Then we also got the Red Blue Spring Showcase for Arizona football at 6 o'clock. Doors open at 5 o'clock, so get there early and enjoy the interactive event with U of A football. I'm just happy they're doing a spring game. I'm just happy, or like a spring showcase, because some schools around the country, they're just completely not even doing a spring game. They're shutting it down, not having anything for their fans. And
no kind of community engagement, just
no. Because, I mean, they're USC, they're Nebraska, so they're like, I mean, people already flock to us during the season.
It's just like the way our TVs used to, go off at like midnight when there was only 3 channels.
Yeah.
It's like, the commercial about, do you know where your children are tonight? Seriously? And then it would just go to the rainbow color. Boop. That was it until the next morning. There was no TV.
Some schools are hosting a spring game, but they're like, no cameras. We're not televising, because usually the Big Ten Network, the conferences, they will televise the games. And they're like, no, we don't want footage out there. Like, the coach in The Water Boy, where he's like holding his playbook and he doesn't want his secrets revealed. That's seriously how college football coaches are now.
No, that's the way they've always been.
Because they're so paranoid.
No, we are. We all are. I mean, if you're practicing and there's somebody in the stands and you don't recognize them, you stop practice and you have one of the younger assistants go up and ask who that is. You know who did that? Sean Miller did that.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean Miller was like, "Hey, Reynolds,
who's that curly-headed, redheaded guy up there?
Who's that guy right there?
That chubby guy.
Yeah. Who's that?
Looks like
Who's
Spears.
that? Who's that 75-year-old woman that's walking circles? She taking notes? No, coach. She's the secretary to the assistant athletic director, and she's working out."
So paranoid. Anyways, before we check out of here, we got our guy Mark Lawson joining us in studio, and we are going to talk about the NBA playoffs here, which start this weekend. We got the play-in, the final games today. You got the Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks, Dallas Mavericks versus the Memphis Grizzlies, and then I'm excited for Saturday's slate: Bucks versus the Pacers, Clippers versus the Nuggets, Pistons versus the Knicks. I'm excited for that series.
And Lakers and Timberwolves.
And then Lakers and Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So, Mark, when you look at the Western Conference standings, when you look at the East, who do you think is going to be the NBA Finals when it's all said and done?
The East is Boston for me. I didn't really go back and forth on that one much. That was kind of clear cut. The West is going to be a bloodbath, and I love it. I'm here for it. There's so many different, good series coming out of the West. I don't know if I'm sold on OKC. They're just kind of young, but then also there's the part of me that's like, do I really want to put it all on the Lakers? Like, they're the team everybody likes, and they got Bron and they got Luka now. So I just think it's going to be an interesting Western Conference. I kind of like the Clippers. I'm not even going to lie, like a wild card. The way Kawhi's been playing, obviously James Harden kind of turned the clock back. They got some role players. They got some guys like Zubac is going to be getting a lot of votes for DPOY. Norman Powell's been hooping this year. So if they can get out of that first round series, I kind of like them to make some noise. But the West is just stacked.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen.
I tell you what,
it's like Hagler-Hearns. If you know what I'm talking about, the first 2 rounds, that's the Western Conference playoffs right now. And I agree with Mark. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true. I mean, the Clippers might be the best team in the West right now, the way they're playing.
They've certainly been playing the best basketball since.
Now it's Kawhi. Can Kawhi stay healthy? That's the big question with them. Oklahoma City, the question is, who's going to be the second scorer other than Shea? Because if you're going to double Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, can like Jalen Williams or Chet Holmgren, can one of those other guys lift them up? And then you got the Lakers, right, with the, not really a presence in the middle. So that's the question about them. Nuggets, I mean, Jokic is going off and playing MVP basketball, but is Jamal Murray healthy? And can the complementary players step up like Aaron Gordon? So a lot of questions, a lot of unknowns, a lot of variables, but I think it's going to be, like I said, Hagler Hearns.
And look out for them Golden State Warriors, man.
Playoff Jimmy.
Dude, I actually think that's a overrated generic take, because I actually don't think I don't really think Golden State's going to get out of the first round. I think Houston's going to beat them, and because Houston's a better team. And I just, I mean, I saw them against Memphis. I mean, Steph scored 36, Jimmy scored 38, and they barely got past Memphis. Jaren Jackson didn't really have a good game. I bet on him to score at least 20 points, and he scored 18.
But man,
ass.
Never bet against Steph, man. Yeah. In a 7-game series, that's tough. All right, NBA playoffs should be fun. We'll be back on Monday to recap all of that. It should be a fun slate this weekend. We got lots happening this weekend. Like I said, Arizona softball. We got the Arizona football Red-Blue Spring Showcase.
Lost an NBA champion is
Celtics.
Oh, boo!
Get out of here. Go back. Get out of here.
Jesus, bleed Boston. See you all Monday.